G'day, how's it going? In this video we're going to take a look at an 8-bar study that will really help your alternate picking technique, and it uses a technique called double picking. So let's take a look at it now. So now you've heard the study at 100 beats per minute, what I'm going to do now is play through it at a really slow speed without a metronome. So this study is in the E harmonic minor scale, and it uses 4 different arpeggio shapes. And if we quickly go through the arpeggios, we have an E minor arpeggio. So if I go from the D string to the thinnest string, it will have the 5th fret, the 4th, the 5th, the 3rd fret, and the 7th fret. So if you want to nerd out on the theory a little bit, we've got the flat 3, the 5, the root note, the flat 3, and the 5. And then the next arpeggio is an A minor arpeggio. So we have the root note, the flat 3, the 5, the root note, and the flat 3. And then it moves to a B major arpeggio, and we have the root note, the major 3rd, the 5, the root, and the major 3rd at the 11th fret. And then we finish off with the E minor arpeggio, and we have, this is a different version of this E minor arpeggio down here. So we're going to play it a little bit higher up the neck, but it's the same 3 notes. So we have the root note, the flat 3, and then we move to the D string at the 9th fret and play the 5, move to the G string and play the root, move to the B string and play the flat 3 at the 8th fret, and move to the thinnest string and play the 7th fret, which is the 5, and then up to the 12th fret, which is the root note. So it'd be a really great idea to learn those 4 arpeggio shapes if you don't know them already. The other thing that you might have noticed is I sort of added in the odd cheeky note that wasn't in the arpeggio. Like you don't, for this study, don't stress too much about that, but it's kind of good to know that I'm just adding the odd note from the harmonic minor scale. So if you see me play a note that's not in the arpeggio, it's going to be a note from the E harmonic minor scale. If you've never played that scale before, just learn the study and don't worry about it. But if I quickly give you one way of playing it, if we start at the 7th fret on the A string, that would be a root, and then the 9th fret would be the 2, and the 10th fret would be the flat 3, and the 7th fret would be the 4, that's 7th fret on the D string, and then we move to the 9th fret, which is the 5, and the 10th fret, which is the flat 6, and then we move to the 8th fret on the G string, which is quite a tense sounding note, and that's the 7, and then we resolve it to the root note at the 9th fret. So all together. So if you wanted to be really diligent, you could learn those 4 arpeggio shapes and that scale shape. On the other hand, if you just want to learn the study for fun and don't worry about the theory, you can do that also. Now that we've looked at the 4 arpeggio shapes and the scale shape, it's probably a really good idea if we chat a little bit about double picking. Now, because you watched me play it and you've listened to it, you probably already have a good idea of what double picking is, but I'll sort of spill it out for you. So often when we're alternate picking things, we're going to have like a 1-to-1 ratio between fretted notes and picks. So if I played a scale, often I'd pick each note once. So for every note I'm playing with the left hand, I'm also picking once with the right hand. Now what we can do is actually double up with the right hand, hence the term double picking. And so for each fretted note, we're going to pick down up. So we'll go like this. Now if I do it without the pauses, it sounds like this. So it's a really fun technique to work on, and I think it can make some arpeggios and licks and things like that sound quite interesting. Okay, that's all for now. Hope you have fun practicing the study, and I'll catch you next time.